Welcome back. We have been very busy, and I'm just going to start off this episode by apologizing. I might have done a little bit too much work off camera. Well, I'll just show you. I just got really excited about the opportunity of building some stuff. And, well, I opened up my storage area. I now have a nice little storage room in my base. I have a stone farm. It's so great. It's the best stone farm you're ever going to see me build. I don't want to build another one. I have a snow farm, same one that I had last season. I moved my enchantment room down here. Because, you know, might as well have everything all in one building instead of in that whole wall. I decided to build a skulk farm that may or may not have spread a little bit too far. And I have a little bit of lore behind it. And I got over here and started working on other farms. I've got a sugarcane farm in here that I realize is in spawn chunks. So this is going to fill up quick. Put free camp. I made sure to put cactus. That way anything extra gets destroyed. And I started working on a creeper farm and realized I have not been recording anything, so all of this is just going to be a shock to you guys. I made progress. And I'm not actually planning on working on the creeper farm today. I have other things that I need. As you can see in my inventory, I've got a lot of stuff. But before we get into that, I want to show you guys the skulk farm real quick. I was watching a Tango Tech video and realized Allay healing is just great. So I bred up a few Allays and put them in there. And if I were to flick this lever right here, this is going to activate 2 stone generators pushed together. They actually hit with a potion. We're not hit by a potion for some reason. Hang on. There we go. They're here with the potion this time. I've got the potion of infestation, I think it's called. And honestly, this farm is really pretty good. It does a really good job of generating everything that I need. And it was far easier to build than going to the end. And I like that I can just have it at my base at spawn. So it's gotten a decent bit of materials ready for my redstone need. It's probably not as efficient as my Enderman farm, but I don't have the stupid ender pearls messing me up like I did before. It took a long time to understand the mechanics of skulk spreading. That's why you see so many slabs and walls and all these non-turnable blocks, because I let the machine run and it just flooded back everywhere. It very much out of control and couldn't be maintained. The lore behind this building is that the rogue that used to live here, me, decided that he found this mysterious substance in the deep dark and wanted to do some experimentation, and found out it's a great source of XP, which is why it's the ceiling in here. And after a little bit of experimentation, the skull kind of got away from him, and it started spreading everywhere. Now it's quote-unquote uncontrollable. However, I don't want my base to be overrun by skulk, so I do have it actually stopped. Most of this is just decoration. It legitimately did, just full transparency, the skulk legitimately did get all the way to out here, and I went, we need to not do that, because I didn't realize the skulk spread is far. Pretty sure it just keeps going if you let it. So I didn't. And hey, shh. I've got today's project up there making some noise. Mighty Sneeze, I am so sorry for how close this is to your base, but that's your fault for being my neighbor. I ran into an issue with Silverfish in the fact that they can go inside of all of these blocks. So anytime I took damage, the Silverfish just decided to come out and break my redstone, which was not fun. But I set up an etho hopper clock to go off every 3 minutes, which is about as long as these potions last. I've got glass bottles. That's where the items go. I will put a link to the video for how to make this auto potion brewer. Honestly, really cool design. If it runs out of potions, I'm gonna be so angry because it makes a lot. And I've got double chests for gunpowder, double chests for what is the material to make awkward potions. Another word, brain is not braining. Another word, and then I have another one for other thing. Stone, because that's how you get the potions of infestation. Those of you that don't know, you make another word for an awkward potion. Then you hit it with stone to make it a potion of infestation. And then you hit it with gunpowder to make it a splash potion. Now these allay, I'll just kind of show you here, are being suffocated by a sticky piston and a block. They're fine. They heal ridiculously fast. They're being suffocated by... Did they get out? They did not. Good. Being suffocated by a sticky piston and a block, and that is going to damage tick them. But allay's healing is just ridiculously fast, so that can't possibly kill them. I definitely didn't have a bunch of allay escape from my farm multiple times and have to kill them. I don't like allay. Allays are worse than villagers. I'm going to be honest. Villagers are easy. Allays are frustrating. But it will dispense it, and I have this little mechanism here to shoot out a potion whenever it's needed. But this auto brewing station will notice once this gets empty, it'll brew several more potions to fill it back up. But that brings me to my topic for today. We went into the end in our last video, and that's really important because I so badly want a shulker box farm. Shulker boxes are very helpful. I want to add shulker box loaders to pretty much all of my farms. I'm going to need a lot of these guys. I have already gathered the materials right in here. We're going to use all of these to make a El Mango shulker box farm, which is far too complex, and I really don't need it, but I want it. I want to build this close enough to spawn that I'll be able to easily get to it, but yet far enough away that I don't have to worry about somebody stealing. So I'm not going to show where this is, but I'm going to build it. So enjoy the time lapse, and I will check up with you in just a second when we're done. Couple hours of building later and a little bit of AFKing, and I've got a very, very large shulker farm that hopefully I will not need to have active very often. Super, super happy with this. This thing is insane. Thank you, El Mango, for all of your hard work in making these cool, awesome farms. We run over to the Nether real quick. Let me just show you how efficient this thing is. Actually, wait. I lied, I need to turn it off. Off switch. Up here is my shulker box killing chamber. It's totally humane. They, well, yeah, it's totally humane. After one night of AFKing and a little bit of tinkering, I have not one row, not two rows, but 2 rows and a little bit. I so badly wanted to have 3 rows, but I want to record the rest of my video, so 2 rows it is. 2 rows and a little bit of shulker shells, all the way full. If my math is right, and it's probably not, to get the majority of these shulker shells, not including the hoppers that are full, it's gonna take at least 18,720 chests. That's a lot of wood. And I don't have a way to make that many shulker boxes. So I need to go build a wood farm beneath this thing so that way I can get my chests cranking out and ready to go. But before I do that, I want to walk through the farm a little bit. As I mentioned, this is an El Mango farm, and I'm going to put his video down in the bottom for how it works, so that way, if you want to learn how to build it, go watch his video. That's just how that works. But, briefly, what happens is these little guys down here. Excuse me, sir. How did you even get there? Oh, because it's off. Ugh. You know, apparently I don't know how it works. This little guy here, when it's turned on, this will flip open. And then these guys will pelt this guy with snowballs. He will then get angry and try to shoot them. The only way that it can pathfind is over here. He hits himself, they duplicate, and they duplicate on these glass blocks to teleport into, well, saw it earlier, the killing chamber. But I need to make it down here, so give me just a second, and I'll come back whenever it's done, and then we get to go on to building the fun things. Alright, chest farm is done. Just a standard bamboo farm, just to get everything up and running and ready to go. But it's all auto-crafting down into this. Never before have I given up on a Minecraft project. Oh, it was like 12:30 in the morning, and for whatever reason, I couldn't get the hopper minecart drop-off location to work. So I finally said, forget it. We're just going to do a big old chunk full of hoppers, use some mud. That's all my simple brain can do at, 12:30 in the morning. I don't know why they wouldn't stop on the stuff, but a little bit of AFKing, like, I think maybe 2 hours of AFKing, and I've got enough chests that I can stock my shop. I want people to actually start using this path, so I think I'm going to try to tell a story, my shop and everything. I've got, Rogue used to live here. For some reason there's a bee farm that works. Still there, an apiarist. We love hunting here. But I think I'm going to have a traveling merchant park their wagon right here. I'm a huge D&D fan. Because of that, I want to name my shop around D&D. There's a very famous bard. He's not a bard, he's just rogue. The last name of Ruskettle, and I think that just screams like a traveling merchant wagon. So we're gonna open up the Ruskettle Wagon Co. And it's gonna be a bag of holding shop. Ideally, it's really just gonna be poker boxes and maybe bundles. So let's hit that time lapse again. I know we just got out of one, but let's get another one and get this wagon built. Introducing the lovely, the talented Olive Ruskettle. I gotta be honest, I am not used to building vehicles in Minecraft. This is my first ever attempt to build a wagon, but I wanted to do like a little merchant wagon. Why am I going into freaking? I wanted to kind of do a little merchant wagon, and I think it turned out pretty good, other than those two stairs that haven't oxidized yet, so we're just going to ignore those. That's the top part of the wheel is just clean, apparently. But I even add a little stair step, so you don't even have to waste saturation by jumping. All you have to do is walk in. And it is 100% fully stocked. Definitely not cursed. 2 diamonds each. All supplies last. And then I love the... Oh, sorry. I've got my absolutely no refunds and free curse included. Which is the exact opposite of that one over there, but you have to Gotta give your disclaimers. That way they can't sue you. But I even wanted to add a little bit of armor stand magic. This is all of Ruskettle. D&D, she is a very prominent rogue, although she claims to be a bard. I believe she came from 2nd edition is where she was really popularized. But really happy with how this turned out. And guys, if you're watching, you're on the server, and gal, come buy my Shulker boxes. They're ridiculously cheap, and I want your money. Ooh. I'm also very pleased with how the sign turned out. It doesn't work out super well because of the texture. The Shulker boxes are a little bit fatter because it's not an item, it's a block. But I'm just saying that since it's double-sided, it's a double-sided sign. I think I got time for one last thing before this episode wraps up. A new person on the server, Ghost Recon, no affiliation to the game, left me a present. Knew that I was running low on redstone, and left me... This is the 2nd iteration of him stopping by and giving me presents, by the way. He's already given me, like, 3 stacks of redstone block. It's fantastic. We're just going to take all these, run them down to my storage system, and I think we're going to return the favor. Let's fly over to his base, and I will drop this off. It's the big base over there that's loaded in. What's up with everybody in... Oh, yeah, people have been building a lot last time I flew over here. I don't know what is up with everybody in building these gigantic bases, but come on. Putting me to shame. And just, this base is so well done. It looks, it's cool. I like the symmetry. I like the hustle. It's just, I'm jealous. I have base jealousy right now. The only thing that I can say is mine has more automated farms, but still. Oh! I've yet to be in his basement, apparently. Wow. He should really contact the Cyancraft for setting up a auto storage system, because I do redstone. I can help. Hit me up. I like diamonds. But with all that, I really got... wow. Apparently, I can't do an outro. So with that, see ya.